Hey guys, Bilbo Bloggins. That's Bill Byrd to you. Coming to you one more time. This is number 5 of 52. This is a kind of a cool one. This is, I learned this of somewhere back in, I'm going to say, gosh, mid 1990s. We had a church, and I learned this kind of a hard way. It's a simple one. It goes like this: it's not always about you, sweetheart. You can get over yourself. And I had to learn to get over myself because everything's not about me. And I'll just say this for those of you in the ministry, we are probably the singularly most insecure people in the earth. And we need lots of affirmation and lots of confirmation and lots of admiration, and it's really embarrassing. But that being said, I was leading praise and worship, and then I was going to preach, and I was just singing my guts out. I had a little church, and probably 60 or 70 people. We were meeting in a good friend of mine's church, Roberto Candelario. So we were meeting there, and I'm just singing my guts out, and I look over, and one of my favorite people in the whole church, a real strong guy, he sits down in the middle of praise and worship, and I'm thinking, this cannot happen. You don't sit down and praise and worship. I need everybody in there singing and being in, and he sat down. So my brain is just spinning completely out of control. Then he got up and left, walked out. So now I'm convinced that I have done something, said something. He hates the service. He doesn't like me. He's quitting the church, and there, your brain just goes completely froggy. I took a break, after the song service. My other friend was taking up the offering. I went outside, called him on his cell phone, and said, "Gary, what's going on? What's happening?" He said, "I don't know what you mean. What's happening?" I said, "You sat down during praise and worship." He said, "Yeah, I know." I said, "Why would you do that? It almost wrecked my mind." He said, "My back was really hurting." And I was like, "Oh." I said, "But you left." He said, "Yeah, my back was really hurting." And all I could think of was how foolish for me to try to think that I could always understand the motivation behind what somebody does. People do things for a lot of reasons. The people around you are going through all kinds of things. It's not always about you. It's not always about me. So when somebody says something, does something, looks a certain way at you, has some kind of action, that you can always interpret it as being personal and something about you, but it probably isn't. 98.23, I've done a study on this, 98.23% of the time, it ain't about you. So we just could get over ourselves. Thanks, love you, see you.